Welcome back to another review by Mega Train Lower. Today we're having a look at another locomotive by Hornby, as you can see, and you can probably tell from the picture of the box that this is a Great Western designed locomotive, but you've probably read the title anyway, so might as well just get into it. This is a product code R3850. It's a BR Class 61XX Large Prairie, of course an X Great Western design, and its number is number 6147. It says DCC ready, but I have fitted it with a decoder. And this particular one I got second hand from my nearest model shop, Jane's Trains in Tooting, for an excellent price. And the locomotive is not in the box. I've taken it out, DCC'd, and yeah, all the usual things. But if we turn to the back, you get tons of information about the class. If you just want to have a read, there we go, and you can see you get a diagram of the model itself. So, the 61XX is part of the Large Prairie family for the Great Western Railway. The history of the Large Prairies is quite complicated, and there were several. There are about 6 or 7 different type of classes, but the primary ones, the most famous ones, and the ones which have been preserved basically, you have the 5101 class, of which there are about 11 of them preserved, and they're definitely the more common of the two types preserved. But the other one is this one, which is the 6100 class, and this is the one I'll be talking about here. So this was a class of 70 engines built between 1931 and 1933, and then with additional ones built in 1935, and were built to the design of Charles Collett at Swindon Works. The 61s were built for London commuter traffic out of Paddington, and they worked these until their withdrawal in the 1960s, although they did work on goods trains as well. And in the 1960s they were replaced by DMUs on the suburban services. And one example of the 6100 class has been preserved, and that's number 6106, which is preserved at the Didcot Railway Centre. As mentioned, of the 5101 class, which is the more popular Large Prairie type, there are about 10 or 11 of them preserved, including one which was converted into a 260 tender engine, but that's a different story. So in terms of the 6100, which is the one we have here, there's only one preserved, number 6106 at Didcot. This particular model is one of the new tooled Large Prairies. I used to have one of the original tooled Large Prairies by Hornby, however that model I sold a long time ago. So we'll get to see how this new tooled model is. So we'll put the box to one side, and the locomotive is right here. Wow. Wow. She's absolutely beautiful. Oh crikey, the lamp fell down, it's fine. I've not actually stuck the lamps on, but anyway, if this falls off, then yeah, you'll just have to forgive me. I'll secure it in with black tack. Anyway, let's focus on the model itself. Model is absolutely beautiful. I mean, the Large Prairies are one of my all-time favourites of the Great Western. I think they're fantastic locomotives. So at the front, very characteristic Great Western appearance, and I'm pleased to note you do have sprung buffers on all 4 corners of the engine, as you can see. And the weight it's got quite a bit of weight to it, not too much, but yeah, it's okay. It's got a decent amount of weight, enough to haul. It was classed as a 4MT on the British Rail, so it's got enough to haul, you know, for however much a 4MT can handle. And so there's the number 6147, and you get these huge water tanks, which are obviously very characteristic of the large Prairies and the small Prairies as well. They're quite similar, but obviously smaller, hence their name. You get the typical Great Western copper capped chimney, which I think that's, I'm not entirely sure, I can't tell if that's plastic or if that's real copper. I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, I'll have to take a guess and just say that's plastic. The RRP for this model is about, the newest is about £165. Would I have paid that much for this model? Probably not. It's a really nicely detailed model. But yeah, 165 is quite steep, but that's just obviously what modelers have to face now when buying new models. You know, pretty steep prices. You get the typical Great Western safety valve bonnet, although in this case this one is painted, so it's not the brass one which is found on most of the Great Western locomotives. This one is actually painted, as it's known. Let's hopefully it focuses properly. There we go. There's the safety valve I was talking about. You get the whistles. Obviously 2 whistles on Great Western locomotives. One thing which I really like is the fact that the cab roof vent does slide open and it shuts as well. Although I'd rather, if we take the camera here, there we go. Yep, it does open and close. The cab, so you can't really see into the cab because it's quite enclosed, but you can see there is quite a bit of detail in there, which is all painted. I'm just trying to shine. Yeah, it's a bit difficult. Yeah, it's a little bit difficult to do so, but yeah, no, it makes it even worse. But yeah, you will just have to take my word for it. But you probably saw bits of it, that the cab is very nicely detailed. Here's the back of the locomotive, which again, quite typical of the Great Western, how they kind of had this insert in the coal bunker, and you get the windows with the bars over them to protect them from the falling coal, and you get NEM couplings both front and back, and as mentioned before, sprung buffers. And obviously you get both the front and rear bogies, they are radial as per the real thing. There's its number again, 6147. I'm planning to fit an etched number plate onto this one. Or maybe even renumber it, who knows, maybe I'll renumber it to the preserved one, 6101, 6106, yeah, 6101, 6106, come on, 6106, damn it. Yeah, I'll need to take care of these, like, probably secure them or something, but yeah, one little feature which, yeah, for £165 should have been included. I really would have liked to see these kind of cab shields, as they are, move. So it's good we have the cab roof vent moving, but I think ideally these should be operable as well. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, all in all, it's a very nice looking locomotive. You know, it's a large Prairie. What can I say? It's really nice. But let's see how she performs, shall we? So here we have the Hornby Large Prairie 6100 class on the track, and what we're going to do is we're going to select the number and watch her go. And away she goes. Well, very smooth. There's a bit of noise from the motor, but it's not too jarring. Yeah, very smooth runner. I always love the Great Western style valve gear. That's just, it's just iconic, isn't it? Yeah. Let's get a few shots of her passing. So yeah, very, very nice runner. So just to conclude this video, I definitely recommend it. I wouldn't really pay the full recommended retail price for this, personally, but you know, it's still a really, really nice model. So yeah, nothing much else to say really, other than, oh, brilliant model. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video. Goodbye.